Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Today I am showing you how to do this really fun, girly, kind of pinky purple look. Perfect for spring, summer, or honestly year round, because Pantone color of the year is ultraviolet, violet, I want to say violet volt, but I know that that one's not right. That's a LipSense color. I think it's called ultraviolet. Anyway, it's a Pantone color of the year, so this look kind of goes perfectly with it. So if you want to see how I got this, then just keep on watching. I need to start off by putting my hair out of my face. I don't think I've done my hair in like probably at least a week. At least. Especially not like this. I've just been leaving it curly. So this is driving me crazy. Super cute. That's what we're going with. Okay, starting off, priming my face with silk. Always just do one pump, rub it in a downward motion. I always start here because this is where I have the largest pores, because that's where I want the most product. I do already have all of my morning skincare on, so I did Climate Control, Serum C, Dark Circle Eye Treatment, Eye Illuminator, and Daytime Moisturizer, so I'm all prepped skincare wise, and so that is my Silk Pore and Wrinkle Minimizer, so it's going to fill in my pores and also help fill in any fine lines and wrinkles and create a really nice base for my makeup to go on top of. I do like to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes before I apply makeup, so that's one of the reasons why I always start with my eyes, so that my silk can be kind of setting in place while I do my eyes. Oh, and I do have lip volumizer on my lips as well. So before I start on my eyes, I'm going to cover up any blemishes that I have and color correct my dark circles. So this is Candlelight Concealer. Just using my finger for that. I really have like no idea what I'm going to do on my face today. I just want it to be like kind of girly and romantic, really pink. Okay, I'm gonna start off with Whisper Pink ShadowSense. It's like a really light, almost white pink all over my lids. And I'm using the E25 from Sigma to just blend that all in. And I'm just gonna create a really light base, and I want it on like the pinky side. I'm gonna zoom in for my eyes. Okay, I'm starting off with Mulberry all over my crease using a Sigma E35 brush. That Whisper Pink did not give me the base I was looking for. It's like not what I wanted, but that's okay. We're gonna build on top of it. Next, I'm going to take a little tiny drop of Pinkberry BlushSense, like the tiniest. Tiny little drop, and then I'm using an E25 from Sigma, and I'm gonna run that through my crease as well. So this is a pretty bright pink. I really want it to go everywhere that I put the mulberry. I just wanted the mulberry to be like a nice transition, so it's not such a harsh, like bright pink on nothing. So I really made sure to like blend out the mulberry kind of all over, and then I'm working the Pinkberry right over top of it. When you're working with bright colors or dark colors, that's really the key, is to layer darker colors on top of the lighter colors so that you get a really nice diffused look. I'm gonna do kind of like a halo cut crease. So I'm really making sure that I'm working this Pinkberry into the inner corners and the outer corners. Okay, this is the E35 with no additional product. I'm just using it to blend out that Pinkberry. Now on the back of my hand, I'm mixing a little bit of Garnet ShadowSense with Pinkberry. And I'm building color even deeper. This is a clean E35 brush, just using it to blend out. I'm grabbing a little bit of Onyx ShadowSense on this Sigma E32 brush and just working that into the outer corner as well. And then this is the E25 brush. So I apply it with the E32 and then blend it with the E25. These kind of looks are so messy until they're not. Like they just, I don't know. They just seem to really kind of come together at the end. Okay, so the E32 to apply, the E25 to blend. And to kind of like spread it all over. It makes like a really pretty kind of deep like plum color. Mixing that onyx into the pinkberry. I really like it. Okay, and then this is the E35, just really blending out all the edges. No product. I'm dipping into my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to use this shade called Buon Fresco. And I'm just using that to blend out those edges. I use mostly ShadowSense, especially on a day-to-day basis. But when I'm working with like vibrant, bold colors, I like to kind of top it all off with some powder, and that really helps to blend out the edges even more. Really like soften and diffuse anything. I really like this palette because of the colors that are in there, especially like these kind of, I don't know, I really like these like raspberry colors and the warm, like the orange and like these warm browns that Senegence doesn't really have a lot of. I'm also going to dip into this one called Love Letter and see if I can just kind of pack that on my outer corner just to give it a little bit more like pink raspberry rather than the purple that was happening. Now for the cut crease time. So I'm taking Whisper Pink on a F70 concealer brush, and I'm going to start right in the center of my lid, and I'm just going to pat it on and kind of carve out that center of my lid. It's easiest to do this when you're looking down into a mirror. That way you can keep your eye, kind of your lid like taut, but still open and see what you're doing. And then blending out these edges. This is my E25 brush with no product on it. Okay, so we're just building. We want that dark, light, dark look. So I'm just going to keep layering on top of it. The key to this is thin, thin layers. ShadowSense is the best for cut creases. It's such an easy product to work with, and it's super, super pigmented. And then once it sets in place. When I've done this with concealer, our concealer does work pretty well, but I do prefer ShadowSense because when I've done it with concealer, the concealer tends to like kind of move all over my eyelid and it doesn't stay where I place it. ShadowSense only needs like a minute to set. Now, over top of that Whisper Pink, I'm going to put Pink Opal Shimmer. Now, I'm gonna take Pink Opal Shimmer and on that same F70 concealer brush and just dab that right over the top of where I put the Whisper Pink. And then no additional product on this brush. This is the E25 and just using that to kind of blend. What I like about this brush is there's kind of two sides to it. Obviously can't see that. There's kind of two sides to it. So there's like the clean side and then the dirty side. So I use the clean side to pat on the shimmer and then the dirty side to kind of blend those edges together with the darker colors. And it works out well. Okay, I'm going back in for a little bit more of the raspberry color from the Anastasia kit, the Love Letter color. And this is a E70. It's kind of like an angled shading brush. I'm just kind of carving out that outer corner. Now that that is done, I'm gonna do some eyeliner. I know it looks kind of crazy right now. I'm going to take a Q-tip and a little bit of micellar water and just clean up this edge. Alrighty, I'm gonna use Black Sense to draw a nice sharp eyeliner's on. This side's a little wonky, but I'm gonna clean it up with some concealer before we move on. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of light concealer on a E15 flat definer brush. Top mascara, since I am going to be putting on false lashes, I'm going to use this Voluminous Lash Paradise. When I wear false lashes, I like to just use a regular mascara just to make my eyelashes black. Kind of cover them all up. And I'm not worried about it being like waterproof or anything. These are the GG lashes by VIXEN. VIXEN lashes in the style GG. Okay. Moving on to my face. I'm using Dewy MakeSense foundation and a F82 round kabuki brush. All of the brushes that I use will be linked in the description bar below, so you can check those out and grab them. And I do have a discount code for you as well. Okay, obviously since my eyes are bolder, I'm doing a little bit more full coverage foundation. So I used about 1.5 pumps when on a day-to-day basis, I just use about 1 pump of foundation. That's what I love about our foundation. It's actually very, very buildable, which is nice because you can really sheer it out to get like sheer coverage. And then if you just kind of blend it out normally, it gives you a medium coverage, and then you can also build it up to be full coverage. And it builds up really well without getting like cakey, which I of course appreciate. Covering up blemishes with just a little extra foundation. I'm gonna let it sit and start to kind of set in place, and then I'll blend out the edges. I actually kind of like my freckles showing through. What do you guys think? Do you guys like to totally cover up your freckles, or do you like to leave them showing through? That's why I like more of like a sheer to medium coverage, just to even out my skin tone, but I do still like my freckles and my imperfections showing through. I don't know, that's just my preference. For brows, I'm using Smoked Topaz ShadowSense, and then I'm using this E65 brush from Sigma. It's just a really nice angled brush. When doing your brows, I always like lift my eyebrows, but when I fill them in and draw them on, you wanna make sure that everything is relaxed so that you don't like draw them on too high or out of place. Just relax your face when you draw eyebrows on. I know it's hard to do. I'm an eyebrow lifter. For bronzer, I'm going to use Moca ShadowSense, and I'm going to try a different brush today. I'm going to use this F04 Extreme Structure brush, Extreme Structure Contour brush. So we'll see how it works. I think I'll like it because it's a little smaller, so I'm going to take the product directly from the brush. Fits nicely in the hollows of my cheeks. I can get more of like a precise contour rather than like an all over bronze. So far I like it. Yep, I'm really digging this brush. Might have found my new favorite bronzer brush. Contour. This is more contouring. Okay, I don't really contour my nose a whole lot. I just kind of add a little bit of bronzer down the sides of it. All right, and then I'm going to set that contour in place with some powder contour. This is the Anastasia contour kit. I love it. I love just setting my Mocha Java with it because I feel like it just adds like a little bit more dimension. It just kind of like bronzes everything up. And I do really like layering powders over creams. This is just an extra step though, it's not necessary. Next I'm going to do some concealing. Well, yeah, concealing and highlighting. I like to do them in one step, so I just mix the light concealer with the white concealer because I have already color corrected my dark circle, so I don't need like a ton of concealing. Highlight and conceal all in one. So I'm going to use light and white, like I said. Today I'm mixing everything on the back of my hand, so I've kind of just got a little bit of a mess going on there. And this brush is the F75 concealer brush. Blending it out with the F64 soft blend concealer brush. Also running it down the center of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and my forehead. Sharpening up my contour just a little bit with that. And then lastly, I'm going to take this flat definer brush that I use to kind of carve out my winged liner, and I'm going to use it to carve out my brows. Okay, when I do a more structured contour like this, I do like to bake underneath it. So I'm going to use our natural powder to do that. First, I'm gonna just lightly set underneath my eyes and the rest of my face. And then I'm going to unscrew the top. And this is, I believe it's an EcoTools blender, and I like that it has the flat edge. Actually, you know what? I kind of need to dump it out. So I'm gonna dump it out onto my hand. And then I dip the flat edge into the powder and then just run it along that contour. The sides of my nose as well. What could I see? While that's sitting in place, I'm gonna do BlushSense, and I'm going to use Pinkberry BlushSense since we used it on our eyes. I want it to match, but just like the tiniest amount because this stuff is pigmented. Like that little dot on my finger is gonna work for both cheeks. Yep, this is the F50 dual fiber brush. Like that's even a little too pink for my liking. Ooh, it's a little much. Back to my powder brush, dust away all that powder and dust it away on my face. I didn't get any extra product on it, just kind of that clean brush that I used already for the Anastasia contour kit. And I'm just using that to blend in the Pinkberry because it's pretty bright. Okay, now underneath my eyes. Got a lot going on the upper lid, but I do need to kind of balance it out underneath. So I'm gonna use this little brush. This is the E36 and a little bit of Pinkberry BlushSense. Okay, I put a tiny dab of Onyx right there. You're kidding me. So I just clicked the record button because my battery died halfway through the video. So I clicked the record button and realized that I hadn't recorded the whole face. So that sucks. You saw the eyes. You saw how to recreate the eyes on my face. I just did pretty basic. I did Dewy foundation all over, Mocha Java for contour, Pinkberry BlushSense on my cheeks. I also used Pink Opal Shimmer as a highlight on my cheeks. I did my basic white concealer and light concealer for underneath my eyes. Set everything with natural powder. And then on my lips, I have Praline Rose topped with Orchid Gloss. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate all of your guys' likes and comments. Seriously, they mean the world to me. So I'll talk to you guys all in my next video. Okay, I took off the Praline Rose because I just had to give the Purple Rain a shot. I just really wanted to try it. I'm super into like the monochromatic looks, so we're gonna do Purple Rain. I'm gonna throw in a layer of Violet Bolt because why not? I'm gonna put some Orchid Gloss. What do you think? Let me know in the comments which version you like better. Do you like the neutral Praline Rose or do you like to go bold with the Violet Bolt Purple Rain combo? Let me know in the comments below.